Hi there everybody, it's great to see you again. Do not adjust your YouTube settings, I really am this fat. I got a great lineup here for you today. I have the best, the top 10 robots, cyborgs, and androids in my personal opinion. Now in hindsight, I really could have gone top 20, because when I put a bit of research into it, there's quite a bit out there, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm probably gonna piss off a few hardcore fans of some genres, but I'm going to list off the top 10, but just to make it a little bit more pleasing, I'm going to list off a few that didn't quite make the cut, but are certainly worthy of mention. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, the first notable mention is Robin Williams, famous in this category for two specific roles, one being Bicentennial Man, and the other being Robots, where he plays the character of Fender, the wacky robot who is just hilarious. He didn't quite make the cut because those movies aren't really ingrained in my memory. I just remember them, and I used to really like Robin Williams, so he gets a mention there. And next is the ultra-realistic looking boxers from the movie Real Steel. Robots that I do find to be very plausible someday in the future to have something like this, if only the general public could afford them. But again, as is, those robots, as cool as they were, they didn't have much of a personality to them, and this list is more about, ones that stand out, as opposed to ones that just look cool, and it's like, oh, that's a nice robot, too bad you forget him as soon as the movie's over. Next up, we have the giant robotic battle warriors, the Jaegers from Pacific Rim. Quite possibly the best CGI special effects I've seen on a robot that's not on the top 10 list. And quite impressive overall. This brings me to the one I really wish made the list, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch some flack because he didn't, and that would be Lance Henriksen's Bishop from the Aliens movie. Terrific cyborg character. He just rocked it in every sense of the word. He was a great person to meet, but unfortunately my list is just a tad bit too small, and I really regret not going to at least top 15, because he really should have been in there, but he is by far the one that hurts the most to not include into the list. I'm sure there are plenty others that I'm leaving out, but without further ado, here is my personal picks for the top 10 best robots, cyborgs, or androids in a theatrical cinematic movie. Coming in at number 10, I chose Astro Boy. Why? Because it was just a good movie. Yeah, it was based on previous anime and manga in the past, but this movie update of it was certainly very heart-touching and way better than I was expecting. It's almost a crime that more people didn't see it. If you have not seen this movie and were ever a fan of Astro Boy, you owe it to yourself to see this movie and sit down with the kids, because they'll enjoy it too. Coming in at number 9 is a bit of a split decision, because there were several robot, cyborg type things in this movie, and it was hard to make a decision. So I chose Lieutenant Commander Data from Star Trek First Contact. Yes, we all know it's based on the Next Generation series, but this is still a theatrical movie, and Data is by far the best part of that movie, in my opinion. That, and of course the Borg Queen, and just the general look of the Borg themselves. They really came out with a nice space zombie feel, and that was quite creepy, and it was really enjoyable, and it's to date still my favorite Star Trek movie. Sorry, J.J. Abrams, you ain't got shit on that one. Number 8 has got to be the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. While that movie may seem a tad bit dated by today's special effects standards, anyone who saw it when it first came out can't argue with being blown away by what they were seeing. Robert Patrick certainly brung a ruthlessness to that character, and he was the movie villain. He scared the hell out of me. Alright, coming in at number 7, we have the computer-animated Wall-E. What's not to love about this guy? Humans make a mess and he cleans it up. I'm a bit of a slob, so I can appreciate the existence of such a robot. But the main draw of that character was just how likable he was, and adorable, and how you really could feel for something who was just looking around, combing through garbage. Coming in at number 6 is Sonny from iRobot. He was the robot that could dream. What's not to like about that? And yet somehow he still wanted to help protect humanity. Without infringing on our rights. And that brings us to our number 5 entry. His name, Number 5. Or as he's commonly known, Number Johnny 5 from the Short Circuit movies. If your kids do not know who Johnny 5 is, you owe it to yourself as a parent to sit them down and watch some Short Circuit movies. I prefer the second one over the first, but what's not to love about a robot who's built for war, who gets struck by lightning, grows a conscience, and starts telling humans that killing people is wrong. Out of all the characters on this list, this is the most lovable and dearest one to me as far as being likable goes. Coming in at number 4 is RoboCop. Not the remake, but the Peter Weller original. In all of his beautiful and violent glory, he still remains one of my favorite action movie icons of all time. You'll get to hear what I think about the remake in a future video. Coming in at number 3 is another mashup. I just know I couldn't mention something from this movie without getting some sort of backlash. So I present to you R2-D2 and C-3PO of the Star Wars movie franchise. While those movies didn't really focus on the droids as the main plot point, you'd be hard-pressed finding somebody who did not recognize those two robots on the street. So there you have it, Star Wars nerds. Do not attack me on YouTube comments. Holding on to the number 2 spot is Arnold Schwarzenegger portraying the original Terminator. This machine was the quintessential cyborg. I mean, no one even knew what a cyborg was until this movie came out. But Arnold's portrayal of that character also moves on to future Terminator movies where he becomes more of the good guy. And frankly, it was great to watch him in that role as well. Besides, he was unstoppable. He tell you to get down! And that brings us to my number 1 choice. I'm sure I'm going to get some flack for this because this does not affect what I feel of the quality of the movies as a whole, just as my geekiness fanboy love for the character. But coming in at number 1 is Optimus Prime from Michael Bay's Transformers movies. It was a tough choice. It was between him and Bumblebee, and I kind of wanted to use them both because those are the two Transformers that stuck out the most from those films. Say whatever you'd like about those films, but Peter Cullen voicing Optimus in them was the best decision that Michael Bay has ever made in his life. He might not have looked what I was hoping him to look like, but he damn well sounded what he was supposed to sound like, and I got to see him on the big screen, blowing shit up. It was just awesome, because as a child, I loved Transformers, and now as an adult, I love them a little less, thanks to Michael Bay, but, at least someone's doing something with them. There you have it. Those are my picks for the top 10 robots, cyborgs, and androids in the cinematic universe. Feel more than free to tell me what your favorites are in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them, and maybe doing an adjustment later in a future video. Until next time, I'm Polly. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you feel like it, and take care of yourself. I just wanted to thank you all again for watching this video. Sure, it's a little crude because I'm just getting back in the swing of things, but I do promise there's going to be much more to come. In the meantime, if you so wish, you can check out other videos in my channel. Some popular ones are off to the side here, which you are able to click on. Alright, until next time, peace. Look, YouTube, a cat. Give me money. Lots of money. I have a cat.